everybody, this is Terry Carl here, Joyedian, which means light worker and adventurer for me, and for you, hopefully it means I'm helping you reconnect with your joy. And today's topic today is about reviews. The angels communicate a lot to me through coincidences. At least that's how my attention is roused. That's how they're able to get my attention. And recently, it really stuck with me that I had two experiences related to online reviews. And so that made me think there's a lesson here, and I'm still processing that lesson. I'm still working on it, so this should be fun. But I want to share what I've experienced so far. Maybe you can have some input for me. Maybe you have your own experiences that resonate with you. And I'll give you some thoughts that I'm having so far. So the first experience was some months ago. Our tech person recognized at one of my workplaces that there was a very negative review about our workplace. And that was particularly critical because we didn't have any other reviews up there. We are not always as tech as we'd like, or not as good, I think, as other people about suggesting please review us online. We have a great referral source. People love coming to our clinic, so they're always referring very naturally, very person to person. But the online thing isn't there, so the one negative review could be pretty devastating to a company if someone happens to be looking online and that's all they see. I know I certainly have fallen prey to that. If I see a really negative review, I'm likely not to go there. So I know how powerful and potent that is. So that really stuck with me, that often when we do give reviews, it's because we're really upset with something. Now, what is a review? What's the purpose of a review? A purpose of a review, I believe, is to either enact revenge because you're very upset with something, or because you genuinely want to warn people off of pursuing that service, that item, because you don't want them to go through the same thing. So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about the experience I had, and I was thinking, well, when's the best time to make a review, in my opinion? And what I came up for myself, based on an experience after that I'll touch on too, is that a review, especially a negative review, we're talking about negative reviews right now, is useful as a last resort. And if you've already spoken with maybe the person you're directly related with, you've already spoken maybe with the manager, and the response was just very unaccommodating, not listening, you weren't getting anywhere, or maybe it was accommodating and you pursued that service again and it was clear nothing was done, then at that point, if they're unapologetic and they're not hearing you and nothing is changing and it's really not great service, then I would say it's appropriate to warn people off. But if that's not the case, you don't know if it's a one-time thing. We've all had bad days, bad moments. I certainly have. There are certainly some days that I've had where I would not want someone to review me on that day. And I would hope that I wouldn't be judged by all of internet society based on that one day. People get sick, people have different things going on in their lives, people just have bad days. The energy's not there, or they're not taking good care of themselves, whatever. So that is my thought about that with the negative reviews. Try to work it out with the person first. And I think that's a great suggestion for real life interactions as well. And the reason I'm saying that I'm still working through this is because up until now, I have not been a person who likes conflict and I am working through my own feelings about expressing what I'm perceiving and not talking about people behind their back, but talking to them in person. That's still, up until now, I keep putting my phrase in, been a challenge for me. So part of me feels funny having this conversation with you, but I am working through it, and maybe some of you out there can relate. We can work through it together. So the second experience was at my wedding this past weekend. Everything was perfect except for one thing, and it just struck me how it was the very end of everything. I'm like, there's something to this. There's a reason this is coming up for me. We got Chinese food from a restaurant out where we were staying, and one of my favorite dishes is the broccoli and beef. And when we got our order, it was broccoli and carrots. There was no beef. And then when we called back, they said they were closed. So it was kind of a weird situation. But we as a family were considering doing a review, but my memory was of what had just happened with my workplace and how awful that was, having just the one negative review. And so I was really uncomfortable with doing that. I mean, they have other reviews, so it wouldn't have been as big a deal, but I was like, I don't know if this is a fluke thing. And the person I talked to on the phone, even though she wasn't able to make things right since I was leaving the next day and she said it was closed, she was very unapologetic. I mean, she was very apologetic. Apparently I just like that word, unapologetic. It's fun to say. Anyway, she was very apologetic. She was, like, surprised that it happened, and I was like, I just don't feel comfortable with posting something. I feel like, but I still felt unresolved. So I was talking with family, and it was a little bit painful bringing it up because they were so frustrated. What I ultimately decided to do after talking with them is to message the owner. I contacted the owner, and she was very supportive and said, what can I do to help you feel better? I know you're not around anymore, out of town. We had a little bit of an exchange back and forth, and the last message, I just got it today, and I really felt some good closure, and I'm going to make sure I share that with my family. I'm getting a little emotional right now. Wow. That must be important. Must be a soul thing going on there. So this is important for me, and I want others to experience it too. If you have a negative reaction, negative review to something, I know it can be hard to, especially if you're sensitive like me, to address that with the person. It's easier to talk to someone else about it. You're afraid of some kind of confrontation or them getting hurt. But think about the repercussions of talking to other people about it and not giving them the chance to fix it. As much as it's sometimes hard for me to receive criticism, I want to receive it because I know that's how I'll grow. If there's something that I'm blind to, that plank in your eye, is it a plank or the sliver of the plank? There's a sliver or plank in my eye. I clearly can't see. You can see. I need your help, whether I like it or not. I have to be careful. I need to make sure people say they want help. I'm saying right now I want help. I've even told people close to me, like, look, I'm not going to like it when you give me criticism, but I still need it. Just give me 24 hours to process. So that's how we grow. That's how we learn. It's how we don't get stuck. And then just to close up with this, I would just like to say positive reviews are great anytime. I noticed that I have given a lot of positive reviews for my tire changes. I'm done with it. To the universe, I'm done with it. Whatever lesson, I'm learning it. I had so many flat tires in the last 2 years. Like, I had none with my car, same car, for like 10 years, and then suddenly in 2 years I had like 5. Clearly there's a lesson there, which I think is to slow down and take care of myself. But anyway, it was really easy for me to excuse me, go in to Google or Yelp or wherever it was and write a positive review for these tire places because I was just so grateful. And then I thought, why am I not doing that for any place I go to? Why am I not showing my gratitude for a good meal or a good experience at a store? I think that would be a good goal for me is once a week to write a positive review for something that I experience out there, a service or some kind of good. And it's probably a good idea for me also to express some criticism, maybe in small ways, maybe starting with people that I'm close to. I think that would be harder for me, but that would be very growth filled for me personally. Not in a review situation, but in a personal reaction. Even if it's starting with messaging, whatever, just baby steps, right? And that's maybe something that you could do too. You could, well, at least once a week, express your truth in gratitude towards somebody, or maybe a suggestion of how things might be better according to your perception, as long as the person seems like someone that you could be safe with. Or if you're already comfortable with that, then go for it. Please let me know what you think. Please share with me if you've had any experiences yourself with reviews, giving or receiving, or with confrontation, or how to address people. I'd love to know. And we can go through this experience together. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Please check out the other videos here on YouTube. We have quite a group of people sharing with you through We Are Valuable Media. I also do dream videos through my YouTube site, Terry Carl, and check out my blog posts on A Moment in Life, or if you're on Facebook, we have videos there of We Are Valuable Media as well. And much love and many blessings to you all.